It's either a statement that has nothing to do with the protest, really, that doesn't represent them in the slightest, or it's fabricated. And Hassan has been uncritically regurgitating this as well. It makes people uncomfortable to think that, Israel's genociding Gaza and they won't stop unless Gazans defend themselves. And Hamas are the defenders against the colonial apartheid, genocide, etc. So why the would Gazans, after 16 months of Israeli bombing, would they want Hamas out? It's causing a massive dissonance to them, so they just have to try and massage the meaning of the protests. So yeah, pretty gross, pretty Orientalist, pretty scummy.
You are, and this is no exaggeration, literally selling out your own people.
Wow.
That's
tell
sad.
it to him, white man. Tell it to him, the white savior.
Disgusts me. And this is the thing, and this is why I don't like him.
What? The audacity. Let's talk about Dropsite for a minute, because I've got more of a conclusion on these guys now. It's just one anti-Hamas guy based. Okay. So Dropsite is the page of journalist Ryan Grimm, who used to be at The Intercept. I think it's also Jeremy Scahill is there as well. These two guys are known for publishing that piece that was supposed to be self-proclaimed a debunk of the New York Times and their article on Hamas's fairly widespread use of sexual violence during October 7th, okay? They made this, or joined this group more recently. The way they've covered this is interesting. So the way they've said this is they've said the protests erupted today across Gaza, including in Beit Lahia, Jabalia, and Khan Yunis, as Palestinians voiced their growing despair and rage toward Israel's continued indiscriminate attacks. The Israeli killing machine, a spokesperson for Central Gaza Relief Group who spoke to Dropsite News, explained. The demonstrations focused on demands to end Israel's genocide in Gaza and the immediate lifting of Israel's 3-week blockade. Protesters called for urgent action to stop the mass killing of civilians, the destruction of homes, schools, and hospitals, and to allow a vital humanitarian aid to enter. Then, chants such as "Stop the War" and "We Want to Live" filled the streets. You notice there's one particular chant that they're not, that was maybe a bit more prevalent than these ones that they haven't mentioned. Some protesters denounced Hamas and chanted against the group's rule in the Gaza Strip, where it has been officially the governing authority since the 2005 elections. Calls for Hamas to step down were heard, though the group has already committed to doing so if Israeli forces withdraw, as required under the previously agreed ceasefire deal and a national unity government is formed. So not only are they downplaying the anti-Hamas sentiment behind these protesters, which is very, very prevalent, like they are chanting down with Hamas to the negotiators and the leaders, Hamdan and Zahar, get out, we are decision makers now. Out, out Hamas. Hamas is terrorist. Hamas is Shia, they're calling them. Not in a nice way, okay? These guys are very, predominantly, the speeches from the village Mukhtars, the elders, they are primarily anti-Hamas, and they're just saying this is like a side note. So already, a little bit sussy. Second of all, they are lying about Hamas's offer for a ceasefire agreement. Hamas have given contradictory statements, and none of which are reliable. One saying that they would lay down their arms if an independent Palestinian state is established. Second one saying that they would give up governing Gaza but won't lay down their arms. Fact is Hamas they want any means to stay in, to keep a hold of power. If they're saying national unity government, again, who else is going to have arms in Gaza more so than Hamas? Hamas, to their bones, okay, of their ideology and their praxis is to use opportunities to lie low and to regroup when they need to, but to try again later. That's always what they do. And what they've said since the very beginning is that they want to get all the breathing space they can to resume control over Gaza and to carry on attempting another October 7th again and again and again, because their ultimate goal is to destroy Israel. They have never said otherwise. So no, it's not as simple as them saying this. And then they published this statement, which is apparently from the elders and Mukhtars of Beit Lahia, a northern Gaza town where protests were particularly strong. I believe this might be where they originated. Widespread demand to the end of Israel's aggression. They reaffirmed their unwavering support for the Palestinian resistance while rejecting any political exploitation of the protests. So they show videos and they publish this statement here, apparently issued by the elders and Mukhtars of Beit Lahia in northern Gaza. saying that they unequivocally declare their firm stance alongside the legitimate Palestinian resistance, which means Hamas. What's interesting is that I don't know who these elders and muhtars are, what their names are, and they are completely contradicting every other bit of footage of these protests, okay? Including from Beit Lahia elders themselves, because this is two of them speaking on the same day that Dropsite published that article. And I've got the translation here. It's on my Twitter as well. You can see they're predominantly, we don't want the rule of Hamas. Hamas is done. Straight to the point. None of us here, children, mothers, youth, don't want Hamas. They're blaming Hamas, the government, for destroying their house, for killing them. All of us stand together for one thing, and Hamas. Blaming Hamas for the fact that they have to raise their kids for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then they die afterwards. Whoever rules us, Sudanese, Africans, it doesn't matter. We just want to live. As long as it's with dignity and respect. What we're doing is wrong, wrong, wrong. We want to live. Our movement is not political. We have no relation with Hamas, Fatah, or Islamic Jihad. We want to live, and that's it. This guy here also did an interview with a Saudi outlet where he said that he wanted no resistance among themselves in Beit Lahia. He doesn't want arms. He wants white flags, explicitly saying that. If you look at the protest from Beit Lahia, it's the same. It's anti-Hamas through and through. This is one of them from Beit Lahia. Directly attacking, this is preparation for the protest, directly attacking Hamas's two senior officials, the spokesperson and the original co-founder. So, whoever these other elders and muhtars of Beit Lahia are, first of all, they don't represent the protests, and they don't represent all of the elders and muhtars of Beit Lahia. So, where does this statement come from? Well, I had a good look for it, and I think I've maybe got the answer. 2 hours earlier, this statement was also shared by Suppressed News, which is a pro-Hamas rag, basically, formatted slightly differently. And then about exactly 18 minutes before that, that statement was published here by this local Gazan. I don't even know if he's a journalist. He doesn't call himself one. But he's put this out here. Notables and mayors of Beit Lahia, north of the Gaza Strip. It's the same thing. Openly, publicly standing with the legitimate and just Palestinian resistance, etc. Very contradictory to the words of the protesters. Now, this guy through and through is a Hamas sympathizer. Through his Telegram, his Twitter, he is a complete and through Hamas sympathizer. Same with a little Glaze post here, Hania and Khaled Mashal having a good laugh together. He's got a pretty gross statement here about the hostage ceremony. Remember this one? The guy who was definitely not under duress when he had to kiss this guy's forehead. It is not a kiss, but a bomb that explodes in the face of all the immoral, dishonorable, and shameless people in the world. Our resistance with all pride and the rest on this planet are details. You can look through, actually, TOS, 1 second, let's go through his media sections. He has quite a lot of these. A bit of a Sinwar glazing going on there. Abu Ubaida, Hania, where's the Al-Qassam brigades? This is Sinwar doing a kind of like a sermon or a prayer. Military spokesperson for Islamic Jihad, I think. Get well soon, hero, Hamas dude who lost his eye, I guess. You've established the argument against the nation of 2 billion Muslims. You were truly the source of our pride and glory with your souls and blessed bodies. We wrote epics of honor, heroism, and sacrifice. So yeah, this guy, this statement, the oldest example I can see of this statement that's used on Dropsite to apparently represent the protesters, even though it doesn't, is from a quite clear Hamas sympathizer. Which is interesting because the other people who have been doing that, who have been trying to reframe the messaging of these protests, are Al Jazeera. They've been doing the same thing. There was this guy, Anas al-Sharif, who the IDF seems to believe is a terrorist, pinch of salt, also just talking about the protests, but not once mentioning that they are anti-Hamas. To the point where a group of protesters were actually calling him out specifically. It's again, out, 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 Hamas get out. And they're saying here.
كما تشاهدون الناس عامة الناس تسأل عن أنس شريف مراسل قناة الجزيرة مراسل قناة الجزيرة عامة الشعب لا يريد
That TV channel translation, he's just saying Al Jazeera.
قناة الجزيرة. ها هم.
And they're saying there, Anas al-Sharif. People are asking for him.
الجزيرة. ها هم. حماس تطالب بإنهاء حكم حماس.
People asking for the end of Hamas's rule. Northern Gaza. And there's a chant here about where's the press.
لا يجدون الصحافة ولا تغطية الأحداث بما يتعرضون له. أبو الصحافة بالمستشفى. ها هو أحد المواطنين يقول أن الصحافة قناة الجزيرة لقد دخلت المستشفى.
Saying that the press and Al Jazeera, they're entering the hospital and trying to prevent coverage of the events because they don't want people to know that that's what these protests are about. That's why the desperate attempts from these people to try and spin it and to dilute and to omit the fact that they are primarily anti-Hamas protesters. Like, they just don't want to do it. They don't want people to know. And unfortunately, that same effort is being repeated, consciously or otherwise, by Ryan Grimm's drop site with a statement that is almost definitely fabricated. It's either fabricated or it's just from other local Mukhtars in Beit Lahia who don't have any representation for the protests. It's one or the other. It's either a statement that has nothing to do with the protests, really, that doesn't represent them in the slightest, or it's fabricated. And Hassan has been uncritically regurgitating this as well, because again, it makes people uncomfortable, right? It makes people uncomfortable to think that, Israel's genociding Gaza, and they won't stop unless Gazans defend themselves. And Hamas are the defenders against the colonial apartheid, genocide, etc. So why the would Gazans, after 16 months of Israeli bombing, why the would they want Hamas out? It doesn't make it. It's like it's causing a massive dissonance to them. So they just have to try and massage the meaning of the protests. So yeah, pretty gross, pretty Orientalist, pretty scummy. But there you go. They're in day 3 of the protests now. They seem bigger. They seem to be getting bigger, but there have also been a few developments, unfortunately. Hamas are starting to intervene a little bit, starting to intimidate protesters. There's at least one scene where they were shooting in the air to try and disperse the protesters. It doesn't quite show how successful they were in doing it, but they're definitely trying. Oh, also, turns out there's another elder from Beit Lahia who came out. Maybe it's this one. Maybe this is the one who said what Ryan Grimm was trying to push with Dropsite, or what Al Jazeera is saying. Osama Hamdan, what's on your feet? Osama Hamdan is the spokesperson for Hamas, I think. He's one of the spokespersons. He's saying, what's on our feet is purer than his mustache. One of the Mukhtars of Beit Lahia sends a strong message to the Hamas militia and a special message to the terrorist Osama Hamdan, who falsely accused the people of Beit Lahia of being agents sitting in dark rooms. So this elder's not a fan of them either. So I don't know. We're kind of running out of Beit Lahia elders who can correspond to Dropsite, who correspond to this in their messaging. So far, they're not showing their faces and they're not named. Bit weird, isn't it? Jabalia, day 3. If you want to tell me what they're saying here, I don't know. Oh, that's the Hamdan again. They're having a go at Hamdan. Jabalia is interesting because it's a refugee camp in Gaza and is in the north, and it is one of the they're calling Hamdan a snake. Oh, there you go. Interesting development on r/Palestine. Hundreds of Palestinians protest in Gaza against the war. Al Jazeera. This post has been removed by the moderators of r/Palestine. That man. Wow. Gaza is speaking. No, thank you. Excuse me. I want Hassan Piker speaking. What? What? Children chanting.
Again and again, we are talking
Okay.
to the world. Stop the war. We want to live our lives. normal lives. It's our right as it is mentioned in all international laws. We are not terrorists. We want to live in peace. Learn, draw, dance and play. We don't want to die. We don't want to die.
It's very sad. Oh, this moron. I hate these people are so disgusting, man. Gazans, let me tell you exactly what I think about your little protest against Hamas, and I will say it loud and clear. I don't believe you. I don't buy your performance. I don't forgive you, and I never will. I don't care that you suddenly remembered you want to live, that all of a sudden you don't want people to die. Mark my words. Until my last breath, hell is not enough for you. There are no innocents in Gaza. Whoa, dude. Give this person a paraglider. Go say it to them. Go say it right to their face. See what happens. Me. Unhinged. This guy's complaining about Mehdi Hassan not following the protests. Oh, they are getting bigger, though. They seem like they're getting a lot more dense. Drop site news. Hey, he's on it. Note to Al Jazeera. Northern Gaza. That was from yesterday. Did Ramallah turn out? I have no idea. So yeah, there's quite a lot of it, and it's incredibly brave of them as well. So I'm just good luck to them, I guess. I don't see it dying anytime soon, personally, because it just seems like they're not the kind of people that can just get bored and go home, right? They don't have anything to go home to, most of them. So they don't really have that much incentive to give up. It's not like Hamas can bribe them with economic improvements, right? Maybe. If it's all domestic policy, maybe they just had to change the tax code a little bit and that'll get them. Okay.
And I think that's pretty much, you're on the side of Mossad, AB. You're on the side of the IDF.
Whoa.
I don't care what your personal opinions are. I'm talking about the work you do day in.
I don't know why. Is it just a coincidence that these guys have just picked all their tactics from Hamas? Like, why? Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but because of the anti-Hamas protests happening in Gaza now, because people are just very fed up of all this posturing and all this pomp from a failed, destroyed military that still just wants to keep going and still keeps on putting out announcements saying, remain steadfast, the people of Gaza, remain steadfast. And they're like, bro, all your leaders are dead. Sinwar died, okay? He threw a stick at a drone, and then he died. Haniya's dead. He was hiding in Iran, still died. Mohammed Deif is dead. You're appointing new heads of the Al-Qassam Brigade. They're dead. The interior minister's dead. You're dropping like flies. You got no military. The tunnels are all caving in and getting smashed to pieces. You're occasionally firing off 2 or 3 rockets that land in a field. Maybe we're not interested in that anymore. Maybe. That's what a few people in Gaza are saying. An unspecified number. Maybe a few thousand so far. What's interesting is that Hamas have basically said that they're going to treat these protesters as collaborators, Israeli collaborators, or Fatah operatives, or drones. They call them electronic flies. So I'm just saying, what? The audacity. You're with us, who have done basically nothing, You're with us, and our strategy is they kill us and we do nothing, or you're the Mossad. Why? And Mike's using the exact same strategy. It's very interesting.
Day out for a living. You are, and this is no exaggeration, literally selling out your own people.
Wow.
That's
tell
sad.
it to him, white man. Tell it to him, the white savior.
Disgusts me. And this is the thing. And this is why I don't like him. And I'm going to be honest with him. If AB had just reached out and said, I can't do this anymore, but I need your help to make my own show, do you know how much love he would have gotten? You know how many people would have rushed to support him? You know how many people would have boosted him up and build him a show that probably would make him even more money than he's making now? But instead of doing that, he stuck his dagger at all of our backs.
Oh, wait. So probably would have been making more money now. I mean, maybe. Like, there is obviously, it's very lucrative right now to do whatever these guys are doing. To support the Operation Arabs into the Meat Grinder. Yeah, apparently supporting Operation Throw a bunch of Arabs into the meat grinder and call everyone who doesn't want to do it a traitor. That's actually like a very lucrative market right now in the West. But doesn't that mean that he's not doing this for money? He's actually doing it out of principle? If he could get more money outside of the H3 podcast? Okay. Is he selling out or not?
He stuck a dagger at our back.
Or are we just saying whatever? Whatever comes to just stream of consciousness. He's selling out. He just wants to keep his money. Why did he betray us? He could have made more money if he betrayed us.